Welcome back to Pocket Change Coins. You won't believe the rare and valuable US coins still hiding in everyday pocket change. Some are worth a fortune. If you're into finding real money in unexpected places, make sure to like and subscribe for more surprising coin discoveries. Let's dive right in. First, we're talking about the United States presidential $1 coin honoring the 6th president, John Quincy Adams, minted in 2008 at the Philadelphia Mint, and it is far more than just a shiny commemorative piece. In some rare cases, this coin has shocked the collecting world with values reaching the skies, and yes, one rare specimen is worth an astonishing $200,000. Now, you might be asking, what makes this modern-looking gold-toned coin so special? Let's uncover the treasure behind the story. The presidential $1 coin program was launched in 2007 by the United States Mint to honor each U.S. president in the order they served. John Quincy Adams, the brilliant diplomat and the 6th president, was honored on the 2008 issue. The obverse features a sharply sculpted portrait of Adams, encircled with inscriptions of his name, order of presidency, and years served. On the reverse, you'll find a stately rendition of the Statue of Liberty, a bold symbol of American freedom and strength. But here's where it gets exciting. While millions of these coins were minted for circulation, not all were created equal. Some of the most valuable versions of the 2008 John Quincy Adams dollar coin include stunning and rare errors that elevate them from everyday coins to numismatic goldmines. One of the most sought-after errors is the missing edge lettering error. Normally, presidential dollars have inscriptions on the edge, including the year, mint mark, and mottos like, "In God We Trust," and "E Pluribus Unum." But due to a mechanical issue at the mint, a batch of 2008 P coins was released without this edge lettering. These coins instantly became hot items among collectors. Then there's the double edge lettering error, where the text appears twice around the coin's edge. Some even have overlapping or inverted edge inscriptions. These mistakes are fascinating, rare, and incredibly valuable. But there's more. Even planchet errors have been discovered, where the coin was struck on a blank meant for a different denomination. Imagine a presidential dollar struck on a nickel or dime planchet. Now that's rare. And it's not just the errors. Condition matters immensely. A perfectly preserved coin, certified by grading agencies like PCGS or NGC and graded MS-67 or higher, becomes a trophy piece worth thousands, or even more, in auctions. Let's not forget the eye appeal. Coins with sharp strikes, blazing luster, and minimal contact marks are always in demand. Add an error to that formula and you have a coin that collectors will go to war over. So, how can you tell if you might be holding a goldmine? First, check for that edge lettering. Is it missing, doubled, or misaligned? Next, inspect the coin's overall surface. Use a magnifier and look for anomalies in the strike. If your coin feels too light or looks off in color or thickness, it might have been struck on the wrong planchet. These are the tiny details that make a huge difference in value. Now let's talk real-world numbers. Recently, a rare 2008 P John Quincy Adams dollar with a missing edge lettering error, graded MS-67, was sold at a premium auction for over $10,000. But the coin that shocked everyone? A nearly flawless example with both a double edge lettering error and an extremely rare planchet anomaly went for an earth-shattering $200,000. That's right, a single coin minted in 2008, less than 2 decades ago, fetching a 6-figure sum. Incredible. This is the magic of coin collecting. History, rarity, and attention to detail collide to create real-world value that can change someone's life. That's why collectors, hobbyists, and investors are all keeping their eyes peeled for presidential dollar coins like this one. So, if you have a 2008 John Quincy Adams presidential dollar from the Philadelphia Mint, now is the time to check it. Examine every detail. If it shows signs of rarity, have it authenticated and graded, because you could be sitting on a fortune. And hey, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a presidential dollar coin with a strange error? Do you have one from 2008 P that looks unusual? Drop your stories and questions in the comments. Let's build a community of collectors helping collectors. Second rare coin, I'm talking about the 2007 presidential $1 coin featuring the fourth President of the United States, James Madison, with the P mint mark from Philadelphia. And trust me, if you find the right version of this coin, you could be looking at a potential value of $270,000. That's not a typo. A coin that was minted for everyday use, one that millions of Americans had jingling in their pockets just a few years ago, could now be worth more than a brand new luxury car. So, sit tight and listen closely, because by the end of this video, you might be rushing to check your coin stash. Let's begin with a little context. The Presidential Dollar Coin Program was introduced by the United States Mint in 2007 to honor past U.S. presidents in the order they served. The fourth coin in this exciting series featured James Madison, the father of the Constitution. The obverse shows a bold portrait of Madison, encircled with inscriptions of his name, his presidency order, and his years in office. On the reverse, the Statue of Liberty stands proud, radiating freedom and strength, a constant theme throughout the series. Now here's where it gets interesting, and potentially life-changing. Although the 2007 James Madison coin is not inherently rare due to high mintage numbers, several error coins have surfaced that have stunned collectors and auction houses alike. These error coins are not just minor flaws, they are dramatic anomalies that elevate an ordinary-looking dollar to a rare collectible masterpiece. One of the most famous and valuable errors is the missing edge lettering. Presidential dollars are unique because their minting includes edge inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "E Pluribus Unum," "The Year of Minting," and the mint mark, all on the edge of the coin. But in some rare cases, that lettering is completely missing. These were coins that somehow skipped an entire step in the minting process, a mechanical error that turned them into gold mines for collectors. Another exciting variant is the double-edge lettering error, where the inscriptions are imprinted twice, sometimes overlapping, sometimes inverted. These types of mistakes are eye-catching, immediately noticeable, and extremely collectible. There are also examples of the 2007 P. James Madison dollar being struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a presidential dollar coin struck on a smaller blank meant for a nickel or a dime. Now that is the kind of error that sends collectors into a frenzy. These planchet errors are incredibly rare and always fetch high prices at auction.so. How do you spot these valuable errors? First, examine the edge. The presidential dollar should have bold inscriptions. If it's blank, you might be holding something special. Next, check for duplication or any misalignment in that edge text. And finally, if the coin feels thinner or lighter, or just off, you could be looking at a rare planchet strike. And let's not forget about coin grading. If you believe you have one of these rare errors, the first step is to protect it. Don't clean it, don't alter it, and send it to a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade coin with a rare error can multiply in value exponentially. Let me give you a real-world example. One particularly well-preserved James Madison dollar with a missing edge lettering error and an unusually sharp strike was graded mint state 67. When it went to auction, collectors battled for it, and the final hammer price was an unbelievable $270,000. Think about that for a moment. A coin minted in 2007, barely over a decade ago, turning into a six-figure treasure. This is why coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a journey filled with surprises, history, and hidden value. So, check your change. Search through your drawers. Ask your relatives if they have old rolls of dollar coins lying around. That plain-looking 2007 P. Madison presidential dollar might just be your lucky ticket to a major payday, and if you've come across any presidential dollar coins with strange edge details, unusual weight, or planchet oddities, let me know in the comments below. Share your story, you might be helping another collector solve a mystery or discover a hidden gem. Third expensive coin, we're diving into the world of modern U.S. coinage, and right at the center of today's spotlight is the 2009 D presidential $1 coin featuring the 9th President of the United States, William Henry Harrison. This coin might look like an ordinary dollar at first glance. You'll see that familiar golden tint, the Statue of Liberty on the reverse, and a dignified portrait of President Harrison on the obverse. But trust me, there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. This is no regular dollar. In fact, Some rare versions of this coin have shocked collectors and auction houses across the country. If you happen to find one of these rare varieties, you could be holding onto something worth $190,000. Let's take a step back and understand why this coin matters. The presidential $1 coin program was launched in 2007 to honor U.S. presidents in the order they served. William Henry Harrison, although he served the shortest presidency, just 31 days, still earned his spot as the 9th coin in the series, released in 2009. The Denver Mint, designated by the D Mint mark, produced millions of these coins, but as with any high mintage run, a few errors slipped through, and those errors are exactly what we're after. Now let's talk about the exciting part, the errors. What kind of mistakes could make this everyday coin jump in value by thousands of dollars? The most well-known and highly sought-after error on the 2009 D Harrison dollar is the missing edge lettering. See, presidential dollars were designed to have inscriptions on the edge, things like the year of minting, "In God We Trust," "E Pluribus Unum," and the mint mark. But due to a misstep in the production process, some coins completely skipped this edge lettering step. These are known as plain edge errors, and they are highly collectible, but that's not the only error. There are also examples of double edge lettering, where the inscriptions are pressed twice, sometimes overlapping, and sometimes even upside down. These errors not only add visual intrigue, but they're rare enough that collectors go wild for them when they appear at auction. And let's not forget the possibility of planchet errors, when a coin is struck on the wrong metal blank, either smaller, larger, or with a completely different composition. There have been reports of presidential dollars struck on planchets meant for nickels or foreign coins. These errors are extremely rare and can turn a $1 coin into a 5-figure showstopper. So how do you check your 2009 D Harrison dollar? First, examine the edge. If the edge is completely smooth, no lettering at all, you may be holding a plain edge error. Next, look closely for double inscriptions or lettering that looks off-center or overlapping. And finally, weigh the coin if you suspect a wrong planchet. Any deviation in size, weight, or edge detail could mean big value. If you believe you've got a rare piece, get it professionally graded and authenticated. Companies like PCGS or NGC can confirm your coin's condition, error, and authenticity, which will increase its value dramatically at auction. Speaking of auctions, did you know that a 2009 D William Henry Harrison dollar with a perfect mint state grade and a confirmed missing edge lettering error sold for a jaw-dropping price? That tiny mistake turned a pocket coin into a fortune. And yes, in a recent sale, one of these rare error coins reached a final value of $190,000. Now that's the kind of story that makes coin collecting so thrilling. You never know what you might uncover in an old coin jar or tucked away in a forgotten roll of change. And that's what keeps collectors inspired, the possibility that something extraordinary is hiding in plain sight. If you've ever come across one of these presidential dollar coins with an unusual edge, a strange strike, or any other odd features, drop a comment below and share your discovery. You never know, your coin could be the next one to make headlines. And if you're new to collecting, let this be a reminder, always check your coins carefully. That $1 coin might just be your golden ticket. Especially, we're diving into the golden gleam of one of the most talked about modern coins in U.S. history, the Sacagawea $1 coin from the year 2000, minted in Philadelphia. Now, most of us have probably come across one of these golden dollar coins at some point. They're smooth, bright, and carry the powerful image of Sacagawea, the brave Shoshone woman who guided Lewis and Clark. But while millions of these coins were produced, only a tiny handful hold a secret that makes them incredibly rare, and incredibly valuable. So, why are collectors and dealers buzzing about this coin? Let's break it down. The Sacagawea dollar was first minted in 2000 to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar. Designed with a golden finish using a mix of manganese brass, it instantly stood out from other coins in circulation. But beyond its beauty and symbolism lies a mystery that has captivated collectors for over 2 decades, a rare group of 2000p Sacagawea dollars with one unbelievable twist. These ultra-valuable coins are known as the Cheerios dollars, and yes, you heard that right. Back in 1999 and 2000, General Mills included a limited number of these newly minted Sacagawea dollars in boxes of Cheerios as part of a promotional campaign to celebrate the new millennium. But here's where it gets exciting: some of those coins weren't just regular dollars. They were prototype strikes, early versions sent out by the US Mint with subtle differences from the final design. One of the key features that makes these Cheerios dollars so rare is the enhanced eagle tail feathers on the reverse side. The eagle's tail on the promotional strike has detailed, sharp feather lines not found on regular circulation coins. These coins were never meant to be different, but the Mint made minor adjustments to the design after striking those early test coins. That makes the Cheerios variant extremely rare, with only a few confirmed examples in the wild today. But wait, there's more. Another incredibly rare variation is the Sacagawea dollar struck on a Susan B. Anthony planchet. Yes, some of these dollars were mistakenly minted using the metal and size meant for the older coin. This error creates a unique and unmistakable look, a golden coin slightly thinner and lighter than standard Sacagawea dollars. These types of minting mistakes are considered treasures among collectors because they shouldn't exist, and let's not forget about the missing edge lettering or off-center strikes, both of which are known errors that occurred in limited quantities. Finding one in high grade, especially with original luster and no post-mint damage, could mean thousands of dollars instantly. So how can you tell if your Sacagawea dollar is a true rarity? Start by carefully examining the eagle tail feathers. If they appear sharply defined, with deep grooves and more intricate detail than usual, you might have a Cheerios dollar. Use a magnifying glass or digital microscope to get a better view. If your coin seems smaller or thinner than a normal Sacagawea dollar, you could have a planchet error. Weigh the coin and compare it to known specs. Any serious deviation could be worth investigating. Now, let's talk numbers. Over the past few years, Sacagawea Cheerios dollars in pristine, high mint state condition have rocked the auction world. Collectors with a trained eye and a bit of luck have turned ordinary-looking pocket change into a life-changing discovery. And the top-tier, rarest examples? Those have sold for jaw-dropping prices, including one verified piece that went for an astounding $100,000. That's right. One golden dollar. One tiny error. $100,000. This is why we say, always check your change, your old coin rolls, and yes, even your cereal boxes if you're feeling nostalgic. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Have you ever come across a 2000p Sacagawea dollar that looked a bit different? Maybe one with unusually detailed feathers or a strange weight? Drop a comment down below, share your story. And if you've got questions about other rare coins, errors, or how to get your collection evaluated, this is the place to ask. Last unique coin is the 2009p presidential $1 coin, minted to honor Zachary Taylor, the 12th President of the United States. Now, to most people, this coin might just look like another gold-colored dollar, but as many experienced collectors know, some of these coins hold secrets that make them extraordinarily rare and worth an absolute fortune. Let's talk history for a moment. The U.S. Mint launched the Presidential Dollar Coin Series in 2007 to commemorate the nation's presidents in the order they served. In 2009, Zachary Taylor became the final president featured for that year. Each coin carried the president's name, portrait, term of service, and unique edge lettering that included the year of minting, mint mark, and the mottos, E Pluribus Unum and In God We Trust. However, something went seriously and fascinatingly wrong during part of the minting process for some of these coins, and those errors are what transformed an ordinary coin into an object of intense collector demand. The most valuable errors associated with the 2009p Zachary Taylor dollar are the infamous missing edge lettering coins. That's right, a number of these coins were mistakenly minted without the standard edge inscriptions. Imagine a presidential coin that's completely blank along the edge, no date, no mint mark, no motto. These errors are incredibly rare and considered minting anomalies, making them highly sought after by collectors across the globe, and it doesn't stop there. There have also been reports of double-edged lettering, where the inscriptions were accidentally stamped twice, creating a shadowed or doubled effect. These errors are strikingly noticeable once you know what to look for, and they add serious value to the coin's worth. There are also planchet errors, where the coin was struck on the wrong metal blank, resulting in a weight or color that seems off. Some have appeared on nickel or copper planchets that give a completely different tone or appearance compared to the usual golden sheen of the dollar coin. So how do you know if you're holding a valuable version of the Zachary Taylor 2009p coin? Start by inspecting the edge. Is there no writing at all? Or maybe you notice lettering but it appears twice or looks oddly pressed. Use a magnifying glass or a coin loupe to examine every detail. You'll want to weigh the coin, too. Any deviation from the normal weight of 8.1 grams might suggest a planchet error. These are the subtle clues that transform pocket change into prized collectibles. Collectors and dealers have paid close attention to this particular coin in recent years. Several missing edge lettering examples in pristine, uncirculated condition have shown up at major auctions and fetched impressive prices. But the most eye-opening moment came when one 2009p Zachary Taylor dollar with both mint condition and a confirmed edge lettering error was snapped up for a staggering $140,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin you might overlook in a cashier's tray or vending machine was sold for $140,000, just because of a tiny mistake at the mint and a bit of patience from the right collector. That's what makes the world of coin collecting so thrilling. It's not always about age or metal, sometimes it's about the story, the error, and the history pressed into every millimeter of that coin. These presidential dollars, especially those with rare defects, remind us that American coinage is full of surprises. Now I want to hear from you. Have you come across a 2009p presidential dollar with missing or unusual edge lettering? Do you have a coin in your collection you think might be valuable? Drop your stories and questions in the comments. I read every one of them. And who knows, your find might be the subject of our next video. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on future rare coin discoveries. There's a whole world of hidden value in your change, and we're just getting started. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin tells a story. Yours might just be worth a fortune.